This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I will be playing the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The campaign is Two Headed Serpent. It was written by Paul Fricker, Scott Dorward, and Mathew Sanderson. It's available directly from Chaosium, and it's also on Drive-Thru RPG. I'm the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is episode 5. Our recap will be given by David Gasaway as his character, Dr. Jude Harrow. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. David?
Thank you, Tom. Truly, it is a pity that Dr. Ursini met his cruel and senseless death when he did, for I'm certain that the events that have followed it would have amazed and thrilled him, and we could certainly have used his expertise. For it happens that the caduceus organization had more in mind than a jot of humanitarian aid when organizing this journey into the jungles of Bolivia. And indeed, that group is locked in a life or death conflict with a shadowy organization called the Inner Night, a conflict in which we have become pawns. Both groups raced here in the aftermath of the accidental destruction of an ancient stone ward, one of 5 megalithic stones known locally as the Pillows, which together comprise a mechanism of unthinkable vastness and antiquity. Before the first of the European pyramids was a pharaoh's idle fantasy, this land was governed by a civilized race of reptilian bipeds, the descendants of which we are facing in the modern world. They have small airships they can control with thought, we found the wreckage of one, and cunning hand weapons which belch flame. We took one from a power-crazed monkey, and they communicate with and control terrifying and unnatural creatures. Against them, we have only our wits and a few grenades. Not long ago, the scaly agents of the Inner Night destroyed a second of the 5 Pillows, and already the central tower of their ancient complex has risen from beneath the earth hundreds of feet into the air. We few have entered this sanctum sanctorum through a grand opening at its top, hoping to bring an end to its resurrection. Inside, it is quiet, eerily beautiful, and we have just learned booby-trapped. If we fail to tread carefully, we will not live to see what strange wonders are in store.
And as I recall, Jack has jammed the mechanism, so the booby trap is no longer working. The tunnel continues on ahead of you, down a spiral. It also seems imperceptibly almost to be getting wider as it goes.
That's consistent with the appearance outside. Listen, do you think there's any possibility that they don't know we're here despite that first trap? Do you think we've already announced ourselves, or should we just take one of the 3 grenades and toss it down below us and see if it can clear the way ahead?
Yeah,
Is there any
I
way?
don't know. Can you tell Buzz whether the booby trap was activated before we stepped on it?
Or if they're like footprints or things like that?
I mean, the booby trap kind of just kept going, right? Until I stopped it.
It would go and then it would stop.
Okay.
But if you stepped on the step, then it would go again. Buzz, I'm a mechanical roll would make
Okay.
sense.
Oh my gosh, these new dice are terrible too. No.
Well, you can't really tell. Everything inside this tunnel seems to be in very good condition, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been here for thousands of years and just in good condition. Um, it functioned obviously perfectly.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the booby trap, would go over a little bit and stop. So if they came through a, fair amount of time before us, I can't tell from this.
Well, does anyone have like a stick or something? Maybe we can tap the step ahead of us before stepping on it to make sure we don't get cut or anything.
Didn't think to bring a stick.
I think we know what we're looking for now. We kind of know what at least one trigger looks like. Just be
It
on your
might-
toes in case we find another trigger.
The other triggers might not be the same, of course. At least we know that even if they triggered, if they are here and they trigger them, they know how to avoid them. Because we don't see any body parts laying around, so
Oh, I don't think that the contingent we've met outside have gotten here ahead of us, but I assume that there are still some creatures below that may be awake and awaiting their resurrection.
we might not want to disable all the traps then. If we think they are coming after us and we just avoid the trap but leave it active.
Although, as Dr. Green pointed out, if they raise the thing entirely to the surface, they might come at an entrance that's now hundreds or thousands of feet below the surface. Maybe we should just hurry but carefully and take advantage of the fact that we think we're here ahead of them. Soon
So
we'll
as you
need to
move-
light our flashlights as well, and once we get low enough and the walls are thick.
Yeah, and you can tell after another turn or so that it starts to get darker. Obviously, you're now moving below the ground level that the temple is at. So you probably all have torches. You also sort of notice that the overall shape of it of the tunnel itself, where it was kind of round in the beginning and it's a little bit more oval now. It's almost kidney bean at this point shape. There's a rise right in the center. So it's like you're on a hump and there's little gutters on either side, and then it comes up and around and over your head. You start to notice that there are perforations in that gutter. They're holes about, maybe 2 inches across and at regular intervals going down, maybe 2 or 3 feet apart, each of them.
I fear we might need to shine a light into one of those apertures. I would hate to think of something springing out, or several things springing out at us from them.
Yeah, I'll take a cautious look inside one of the holes,
Are the holes
Okay.
very large?
like 2
No,
inches.
just 2 inches apart or across.
Big enough for many snakes.
Jack, do a luck roll.
Oh, you got kind of robotic there. Hold on. What'd you say?
You do a luck roll.
Luck row. Okay. 02.
Very nice. So you sort of look down and you're shining your light in there. There is definitely something moving. And no sooner do you notice it, you sort of jump back as a snake, in fact, does come crawling out of the hole. It's about 2.5 feet long. It's very pretty. It's red, black, and yellow striped. You're pretty sure that is a coral snake. And in this region, they're called the half-hour snakes because if they bite you half an hour, you have to live. They're poisonous. You notice it comes out. Now, about the time you notice that, there's another hole a little farther down. You notice a snake coming out of that one too, although a completely different kind of snake. But neither one of them seems at all interested in you. they just sort of stay in that channel and start moving down in the same direction that you're going.
Perhaps they're the welcoming party for the queen.
You might want
Uh,
to ready that flamethrower of yours, Goose.
Yeah, I have it at the ready.
Yes, I must say that while I'm a fairly accurate shot with my pistols, a dozen or more venomous snakes really don't give the slightest concern about a couple of well-perforated holes. We do have antivenins, but not an infinite supply.
I think we
and
Do you
multiple
still have
snakes
that,
require different.
do you still have that plant acid, Buzz?
I do.
Maybe you
Yep.
can connect that to the little goo machine that you had. Maybe if you can connect it to that and give them a spray, that'll also make them flee.
Well, I left the goo machine back at the camp, unfortunately. But I think if unless they show interest in us, we're probably all right. I mean, just keep an eye on them, kind of watch behind us. If they start, just don't step on one, and we should be all right.
Maybe
So
they're
as
just
you
going
move-
for dinner. Oh, sorry.
So as you move forward, more and more start to show up. And they don't really seem to be particularly interested in you. A few of them might give you a, like this as they go by, but they all seem to be flowing in the same direction you are. Eventually, there's enough of them that you really have to walk carefully down the middle of this lump. You can see that the tunnel is opening up ahead, and there's some weird structures. For one, it looks like you're getting the impression that down there, it's opening up into a much larger room. But what you're seeing before it gets to that hole going out is this ridge in the middle that you're walking on kind of bifurcates into two things. And as it goes forward, as it reaches the end of the tunnel, we're still talking 20 or 30 feet ahead of you. It suddenly disattaches itself from the floor and it comes up into a double barbed point. It does seem to be still made out of that sort of ivory, whatever it is. You also notice large stalactites hanging down from the ceiling. And it doesn't take you long to realize that, considering the art and the motifs of what you're seeing, you are coming out of the mouth of a giant snake that's wound, that you've been traveling down the insides of. Not an actual snake, but it's the motif. So up ahead of you is the head and the mouth, but you're inside the mouth coming out. And the snakes are all pouring out of the mouth into the room just below.
And the forked tongue rests on a lower level in a larger cavern, as it were?
No, the tongue sort of comes up like this, as if the snake had its tongue out. So it's just protruding up.
I see.
You imagine from the
snakes are
other
going
side,
around
it's
it.
they're just moving around it. And you're imagining that if you were on the other side, you'd be looking at probably a giant snake head carved into the wall. How do you want to proceed? There also does seem to be faint light, kind of a golden light coming from ahead. It's not bright, but you can definitely see it's not dark either.
And I'm gonna assume all the snakes are moving in one particular direction, or are they
They're
just
all
spilling
going-
into the room?
They're
Okay.
all spilling out of the mouth that
But-
you're in.
They're all still going towards the same whatever we cannot see.
Same direction you are, yes. We'll say you're still maybe 20 or 30 feet from the opening.
what do you think is drawing them? Because obviously they're all feeling the need to go that way.
I think
Maybe they're
maybe
just going deeper, trying to get away from the top.
Well, it is kind of strange that they all decide to come out at the same time.
Like
Yeah, I
they're
don't.
being called almost.
Right.
I
Well, I
think,
mean, not
again,
only
they're the welcoming committee for the queen. I don't even think all of these snakes are remotely native to this region. They may have been slumbering down here for eons as well. I don't know. Are there any cobras, for example? Those wouldn't belong.
Well, you've kind of guessed it. Yeah, from a little bit of research that you did before, these look like they're all indigenous to this area.
They are, okay.
So,
And
There's-
yes, and often poisonous.
so what exactly is our plan if we come across Snake Queen, living or not?
well, we have a flamethrower and we have some grenades.
Yeah.
Stoning?
I mean, our original mission was to procure the mummy and bring her back. But that doesn't sound like a very good idea. I think we need to figure out how to drop this thing that we're in down back into the earth. You know, we might have an opportunity to disable the mechanism that's operating it, perhaps.
Yes,
If
I was
it's a
hoping
mummy,
not
go
to
ahead.
meet the queen herself, but find some sort of control panel or central
Okay.
mechanism and avoid her if at all possible.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of mood she's going to be in when she wakes up after several thousand years buried in the ground.
Well, yeah, if these snakes don't find us a threat, which in the normal world, we would be a threat to them. They definitely would have reacted to our presence, but they completely ignored us. So if they don't
And-
see us as a threat, she certainly isn't.
And that actually is a good observation, you know, that perhaps we're just not really that interesting right now. And if we go poisoning them, dropping grenades, that probably is going to change the attitude. And of course, looking at the quantity of snakes, I think we should probably be as careful as possible and not try to harm them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just want to make sure, I don't want to walk in expecting, to chat it out and somebody start shooting. So
I'm not going to shoot unless I'm shot at first.
Stony, I trust if you feel like you need to shoot, then that's probably a good cue for the rest of us to follow.
Hopefully I don't have to do that.
So let's continue on behind the multitude of snakes.
Yeah,
If
just
you
just
look
be
either
aware,
way-
be looking for more traps.
You move to the end. Now you're actually in the mouth itself. And you can see that the opening opens into a huge chamber. I'm guessing a couple football fields across. There are large, ornate carved pillars that seem to be perhaps in a circle around the outer edge of this spherical area. In the center of it, there is a pyramid. The pyramid looks like it's maybe 20 feet high, and it seems to be composed of white. Well, it doesn't look quite like stone, maybe like almost plaster-like in the way that it's very white. It's also not a square like a pyramid. It's a cone, so it's a cone going up to the top. And you can see off in the distance, because it's about 100 feet away, it looks like there's something on the very top of the pyramid, like a dais or something. Maybe there's a a throne. It's a little too far away. Up above you in the ceiling, there are a myriad of tiny little yellow lights that illuminate the whole thing. They almost look like stars in the sky, but they're at regular intervals. And they're powered by you don't know what. But the concern is standing on the edge of the, you're here in the snake's mouth. There's maybe a half a foot drop down to the ground, and there is just a sea of snakes between you and that central pyramid, 100 feet away. Not necessarily an actual sea of snakes, but
Right.
hundreds and hundreds of snakes. And
Enough
they're all
to
coming from the mouth where you are.
likely to be
I'm not
bit.
particularly keen on walking that way.
No. Thoughts outside of, Goose blasting them with fire pistol, or I could throw toxic plant goop at them and see if that disperses them. I can't
And I
imagine
can
it's
tell you
gonna.
that'll be a right awakening if she is up there.
Yeah, I can't imagine that there's an action to take here that's not going to make her mad if she's around.
Right, but if we can't get to her, nobody else is going to either.
The conical pyramid, is it stepped at all, or is it smooth-sided?
Yeah, the steps, though, look like they're maybe 3 feet high going around.
Anybody bring a rope?
We didn't
And
really know we'd
maybe
be climbing a little bit, but yeah, we didn't anticipate all this elevation.
What does the ceiling look like? Is it like scalable? Is it like manageable to climb across? I doubt they're like monkey bars, but are there things that could be used as like handholds like that can?
Well, they're high up. You think there are sort of like stalactites hanging down, stalactites hanging down that have
You're
these
right.
little yellow lights on the end of them. But they're quite a ways away. They're high up. You do kind of notice that there is a ridge going all the way around the room that's about maybe 3 feet above the ground where all the snakes are. And there are a lot more snakes right here where the giant snake's mouth is than there are over to the sides. So there's not enough snakes to fill up a 600-foot diameter circle. There's just a lot of them between you and the thing.
So we could
there are
perhaps
ways
slip around and then make it toward the point that way. Are the snakes not ascending the pyramid, but just gathering on the floor?
They're on the floor. They seem to have stopped moving. They're not, they're moving, but they're not
traveling to another, yes. And this large, roughly circular 600-foot chamber, does it have a bunch of other offshoots coming from it?
Not that you can see. Some of the pillars that are close to you kind of block your view, but you don't see any indication of any tunnels leading out.
Nothing that looks like a machine room, sadly, just like a throne room.
Yeah.
If I take out my binoculars, can I see where that dais is? Like, can I get a better view of it?
Yeah. You look up at the top, and it doesn't come to a point, like this. It's kind of flattened on the top. You can see there does seem to be some sort of a throne. The throne is sitting there, and there is somebody sitting in the throne. They are very white, like almost like a statue, though not quite that white. And there seems to be a mural on the wall, so that as you're coming through this mouth, the mural on the wall behind it sort of looks like sun rays or something coming out of the top of it. So it's very dramatic. It's obviously a very important spot. Uh, whatever it is isn't moving.
She's up there, boys, but I don't see life. I don't see movement, and I'm not even sure that it's not a statue.
It does also
I mean,
look
we were
like
just
it's
sent
being
after a
lit.
mummy. A mummy's dead.
I
It looks
guess
like it's being lit from below.
I guess
We're
we're
just
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to.
shimmy around, right?
Seems like the most viable option.
Some of us shimmy around, or all of us, or
All of
Do
us,
we
and maybe
have
we
anything?
hold hands so that if someone slips, they don't slide into the vat full of serpents.
yeah.
Right. I don't care to play hopscotch with a bunch of snakes.
It looks to you like if you move along maybe 20 or 30 feet, there's far less snakes over there that you should be able to then move towards the thing.
Just have to go a
Um,
little ways.
Not
But the
bad.
ledge is not a wide ledge, so you guys have to go one by one. Who's going to go out first? Who's going to give me your walking order?
Well, Goose is not only sneaky, but if there's a weight component, he might be the best test for it.
I'll go first then.
Okay.
I
I'm
kind of look
I'm
at Harrow and yeah, I'll not say anything, but I'll go first.
I'm gonna hang back with a readied, bottle of goop in case I need, last case scenario, worst case scenario, throw it at some snakes.
Okay.
I've got a question, Jack. Is that goop flammable?
Haven't tested it.
I
I'm
don't think it
reckoning
is.
probably not though, but yeah, haven't
Plant
put
juice.
yeah,
Yeah.
haven't put flame to it, but I'm gonna guess not. But I do have a grenade.
I was just wondering if we could somehow create like a line of fire or something like that that would repel the snake slightly away from that one area and make it easier to get there without actually harming
Um,
anything.
uh, if somebody in the crowd is a drinker, you might have a flask or something. I don't know.
Oh, that would be Goose.
I probably have something on me.
We
You
could,
can do a luck roll to see if you do.
I mean, I can do a luck roll, but I have to roll 100 to fail. But yeah, I have something with me. Let's say a flask of whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
and
fits.
and for that matter, I've got technical alcohol in my medical bag, so if we need a second chance.
But
hey,
okay,
we
if I'm
got
going first, I'll just keep the fire gun in my right hand and whoever's coming after me in my left hand.
Now, is
Um,
there a stairs leading up to the top? Because I want to make sure we're going,
Not that you can
to
see,
a
but
destination.
the steps themselves only seem to be about 3 feet high, so you can still climb them up. You couldn't walk up them like a human being. Um, all right. So just to clarify the room, got a 600-foot circle, you've got a pyramid in the center, and you've got various pillars going around the outside edge. You've got a little ridge running around it, and then this part between you and the pyramid has a bunch of snakes on the floor. All right. So, Goose, are you guys going to go holding hands, or are you going to go carefully one after the other? There's definitely parts of the wall that have bas relief and stuff that you can hold on to. Get your fingers in so that you don't just fall over.
that might be better then.
I mean, yes, we might save one another from falling or drag each other into the pit. It's hard to say before we go. Is the ledge
Should we
wider
tie
than
it?
an average foot?
The ledge is probably, I'd say 7 or 8 inches. So you still probably have to go 1 foot after the other as you go, or you could scoot sideways.
Should we
All
tie
right.
the rope around each of our waists to one another so that we all go in one straight line? And we could all keep one from falling over.
Or if one falls, you all fall over.
Well, if one falls, maybe we can actually hold them because we have a lot of weight.
Unless I fall, then you don't stand a chance.
I don't know. I
Uh,
think we better use our hands to cling to the ledge here and shimmy along it.
If
Also,
there's
if you
some
fall, you're
bar
only going to fall a
underneath.
couple of feet.
Yeah,
So,
I
Yeah.
don't think a rope's gonna, unless we just kept it tight between us all. I think just one after the other, just keep a hand on on the wall to try to hold yourself up.
so Goose is first, Buzz is last. Who's second?
I'll go after Goose.
Okay, Fern.
I'm happy to go behind Fern.
Okay,
I'll go behind Stony.
and then Jude, Dr. Jude. Okay. So you start your way out, and now that you've stepped out of the snake's mouth and you're going, you can see that the motif is in fact a giant, an enormous snake's head. And you can see that its body is the thing they were traveling in the tube, and it coils itself around, going up higher and higher, back up to the surface. There are, for its eyes, two enormous jewels. They look like they're made out of emerald. They're green, and they're probably the size of a small melon.
How far away are those?
You'd have to climb up to get to them, maybe 20 feet up, but they're definitely scalable.
Are they scalable from this position, or if someone wanted to perchance get to them, would they have to get closer to another
You'd you'd
area?
you'd have to go back towards the head and then sort of climb up along the side of the head and up onto it. Um, it'd be tricky, and then you'd have to figure out how to pry them out.
Now, what are you thinking,
Okay.
Dr. Green? They're pretty and all, but they're not what we're here for.
They are
Just
probably worth $1 million
curious.
easily each.
Just curious, more so than anything.
Dr. Green, do a spot hidden for me.
That is a hard success.
Okay. Well, you seem fascinated by them as you're looking towards them, and they are sparkly in the light. And as you're looking up at them, you think they're glowing, and they're getting rapidly brighter as you're looking at them. I would like Gustav and Fern to both do spot hidden rolls.
Nope. 93.
I rolled the same twice. 42 out of 60.
Okay. So, Doctor, you're near Fern. You sort of reach out and touch her on the shoulder, and she turns around and looks back and sees the light getting brighter in the green eyes. Gustav is busy reaching out to get himself a good handy hold, and all of a sudden there is a sound like a buzz as a beam of green light shoots out of that eye and hits Gustav. Let's see where it hits him. Gustav, roll a 1d8.
Oh. 2.
2. This beam of green light hits you right in the back of the shoulder. Let's say your right shoulder. In that instant, everything seems to get bright in your head. There's the sound of a sizzle, and the clothing right on the back shoulder bursts into flame, and Gustav, you go down like a lead balloon. You're unconscious. Roll a 1d4 for damage.
And I
Oh,
fall off
good
the ledge,
Lord,
of course,
Goose.
because
Fern and Dr. Green, you have the ability to dodge before the next one fires. It seems to be recharging.
I will definitely dodge.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend 14 luck though to pass it.
Okay. Dr. Green, did you...
I'm looking. It's supposed to be 30, and I rolled a 59. I'm going to spend 29 points of luck.
Okay. In both cases, 2 more beams shoot out, but they miss Fern and they miss Dr. Green. The 3 of you have seen this. What do you do?
You said each of these gems is roughly the size of a melon?
Yeah.
And did the beam seem to focus between the 2 of them?
No, it seemed to come just from the one that's on your side.
Right.
You're pretty sure there's another one on the other side.
I'm going to attempt to dislodge that using telekinesis.
Ooh. Okay.
I can pull it out of its setting. I'm sure it can't focus. Boy, I just under a hard success, 35 with a hard at 31. And yeah, I think an object of that size is probably only 1 magic point, would you say?
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to pull it out. I'm not trying to
rip it out.
Yeah.
So the tentacles of your mind reach out and grab that stone and start pulling on it. And you can see that it wobbles for a second as you do it. And then suddenly it goes black as sparks fly from behind it. And it comes towards you slightly, and then it drops to the ground and rolls into the bunch of snakes.
Okay.
I want to make note. Do I see where it rolled?
Sure.
Okay. How far away is it?
You'd have to go back 20 feet and go into the snakes to get to it.
This was something, though, that I don't think Dr. Harrow has done before in front of us. So I'm kind of looking like, what the hell just happened at him?
Don't forget, too, that Goose is lying on the ground.
I was going to say, I think I'm jumping to grab Goose if no one else has.
I'm going to go help Goose as well.
Just
okay.
He's in the pit of snakes, right?
No, he's kind of hanging on the ledge.
Okay. Then yeah. Well, then
he could roll into it.
I'm the furthest back, so maybe I'm not. I thought he was in there, so I guess I'm not jumping. I'll let the people closer pull him up.
Here, I'll go get him and I'll try to pull him up a little bit.
Yeah, I can't do it by myself. He's too big.
And there is still one other eye that we can assume is laser shooting.
Well, it's on the other side, so it can't see you from here.
Gotcha.
But you can guess that if you go, it'll probably start shooting at you.
Okay.
All right. So, Gustav, you weigh quite a bit, and you are completely limp. You've started to come to, but you seem to be paralyzed, especially your shoulder and arm where it hit you. So you're not any good helping them help you.
But my whole body is paralyzed, or maybe I can barely wiggle my toes, and like the closer it gets to the shoulder, I can just not move anything.
Yeah, it'll come back, but it feels like you got a really severe electrical shock of some sort. You felt that through your whole body when it happened. And I'm sure Dr. Green has patted out the flames from the from your clothing
I've
on
been
fire.
I've been patting out the flames, and I kind of want to set him up like against one of the pillars or like a little bit of a rock or a wall or something, just so he can kind of sit up against it. And you see me just kind of trying to like pat him down, make sure he's fine, and sitting him up against that area so he doesn't roll off or anything. And like, yeah, I'm obviously making sure he's okay. And I'm everybody can see me putting him there.
Uh, Dr. Green, do a spot hidden for me.
Okay. Spot hidden, that's a fail.
Okay. The wound looks kind of nasty. It definitely punched into his skin, but he's not bleeding. It's like it cauterized from the heat of
Okay.
the green beam. But he is definitely injured. And after a few minutes, Gustav, you start to get your legs, although you feel a little dizzy. You don't get much use back to that arm, though, at least not right now. You feel tingles all over.
God, what happened? I feel horrible. I can barely move my arm. Dr. Harrow, tell me, I'll get my arm back, right?
I'm certain of it. Don't worry a thing, Goose. It was, so, frankly, it was a magic beam from the snake's head, and as we progress around the chamber, we'll have to watch out for the other evil eye. It's possible that I should go ahead and attempt to disarm that before we go very far. I'd also like to see what's behind one of these pillars in case there's some other way out of this chamber.
Yeah, what if it's triggered by movement? That's what made it go off in the first place. Because Goose was the first one to move.
Yes, I think it's a protective device. Uh, Miss Meadows, shine your glasses up there again and make sure the figure's still not moving.
It's exactly the same way it was.
No, doctor, it hasn't moved.
And the general mass of snakes hasn't paid much attention to what's going on the ledge, or they're just milling about, anticipating whatever.
Some of them were a little pissed at getting hit by a giant rock, but it didn't crush or kill any of them.
Probably most of the slithery things got out of the way. Yeah, so do you think we should sidle along past you and see if I can dislodge the other? I don't want us all to get zapped. It was a pretty fearsome looking beam.
How are you going to get up there to disable it?
Oh, I don't have to go all the way. Miss Meadows could explain. It's a bit of trickery. There's a reason that you shouldn't play dice with me.
Well, maybe it would be safe if you're going to head for it first to try to get behind one of the pillars in case you trigger that snake eye again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do. And I'd like to have a look at Goose's arm before I make my way further. But it's not, if it isn't bleeding or obviously envenomed.
Do a spot hidden for me as you look at it.
Rather than medicine? Oof, hardly matters. 13.
Oh yeah, you could do medicine.
Okay.
Oh, 13.
Yeah,
Okay.
13's extreme. So
So you're looking at it, and the wound seems to be fairly clean. You're wondering if it somehow vaporized what skin it hit. And as you're looking at it, you realize that there are fine little black ridges going around the wound, like something underneath his skin.
I don't much care for that. Do they look like the edges of scales, or do they look like
Necrotic?
It's possible they could be in a scale-like pattern. Yeah.
mm, hmm. Uh,
If you probably have a big old
Magnifier.
Magnifying glass. It looks like something is happening. There are parts of his arm that look like human flesh, but right
Whoa.
on the edge, they seem to be that they seem to be converting or changing.
Right. Time for a strategic retreat, friends. We need to do a quick little operation on Mr. DuPont's shoulder before he gets worse.
Yeah, I don't think I
Oh,
have a
whoa,
cream
whoa.
that can fix that.
What is it? What do you see?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, the strange green light that shot out of the large emerald and impaled Goose in the shoulder, the tissue around that injury isn't healthy and needs to be removed. Think of it as a sort of, quick field surgery. He's growing snaky. I don't want to freak him out.
Can I do a listen roll to see if I hear this?
Sure. What you could do is go back along the ledge, back into the mouth of the snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I turn
strategic
around.
retreat. Yeah.
I turn around and go back that way.
Okay.
I don't hear this, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Green, if you're obsessed with carrying a melon-sized emerald around and don't mind wading through venomous snakes to get it, we're going to need a little time here back near the tongue. And Dr. Gustav, this is going to pinch just a little, and of course I'm going to get some topical anesthetic there because we want to carve enough away that, we get all the reptile.
The alcohol, of course, feels cold on the wound where it's starting to evaporate. Dr. Harrow, I assume you have a scalpel or something like that you're going to cut it away with. You choose a spot where you think that there's a little bit more of that stuff, and you start to cut into his flesh. And his skin cuts just like it would with a scalpel. And to your horror, every spot that you are cutting is repairing itself, but with black scales instead of skin. You're actually making it worse.
Oh,
Right.
Dr. Harrow, I think you should stop.
Yes. Goose, I'm happy that this is, yes, we're gonna just cover that with an antiseptic now, wrap it up. Gonna put a band of gauze around your shoulder, which should help you with your mobility. And we want to get back to the village sooner rather than later so you can rest up. And let me just check your eyes for a moment. And I, of course, shine a pen light in there to see whether his pupil is becoming narrow and slit-like yet.
It's not.
No.
It looks perfectly normal. Everything an inch away from that wound looks perfectly normal.
Right. Yeah. I do not happen to have studied this particular occult matter in the past, so this is for the future.
And I have no idea what's happening to me, right? I don't feel anything. I don't feel any different. Just that I cannot move it as easily.
Slowly but surely, the mobility is coming back. It's sore.
Yeah,
but,
okay, but that's
I
to
mean,
be
they made it
expected.
sound like a burn wound, and yet you don't really feel any pain. It definitely hurt when it hit you, but
I mean, knock me out clean. So, yeah, okay.
Maybe just a couple of us go forward to try to get a look at this thing up there.
Yes, now at least we know what direction the attack might come from. That should help. And again, as soon as I can get the figure on the dais is too distant and too large for me to get a fix on. Intangibly. But gosh, I wonder if I should go around to the other side of the tongue so that I can get the eye.
Is it like above us now where we
Yeah.
are?
I mean, yeah, we came out from underneath
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I think I should go to the right side.
I could climb up and come over and, unless you feel comfortable putting yourself like in its sight path to do your thing.
I mean, I can move slowly and I know where it is. It doesn't know
Okay.
I'm coming. On the other hand, the left side is now blind. So if you want to proceed, maybe if we're both moving around also,
Yeah.
we have a better chance.
Okay,
The
well, I'll
snake
go.
does have sort of has brow ridges above the eyes. So with the one removed, you could climb up and over to get to the other eye.
I mean, I'm not particularly much of a climber, but if these things recovered might even help with Goose's recovery.
I don't. I mean, I can try to climb up there and try it out with something if we'd rather.
Now, I'm curious though, because these snakes are slithering all over the ground out there, and this thing is not zapping them.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Probably.
it recognize its own kind?
I'm gonna bet. Seems to be an
Do you
intruder type thing.
Do you think Goose is now infected with that, Dr. Harrell?
I, I don't think it's going to ignore him because he's a little bit reptile. He's still mostly mammal. But I do think we need to get him to a witch doctor as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Lean in. It's
So
like,
the
yeah,
best
I mean,
bet's to
otherwise we
remove.
won't be calling him Goose much longer. We'll have to think of something a little more serpentine.
Well, if you think so, I can try climbing up there. I have a little bit of climb.
I have a little bit of climb. I'm a certain percentage confident that I can make it. Are you?
And
Stoney
consider
can
for a
probably
moment.
boost you up there with one hand.
Consider for a moment the artwork I put behind you. That's the kind of stuff you're seeing all over the walls. So there's lots of places you can wrap your fingers into. It shouldn't be that hard of a climb.
So it's not like a quick climb. So, I mean,
No.
if Ms. Meadows, if you feel like you're confident in climbing, I'll defer to you. I mean,
Well, I've climbed many a tree. This can't be much more difficult, right?
probably not.
I'll try it out then.
Do you have
I don't
something
know
to?
if I can pry this
I probably
stone out of the statue.
I probably carry a screwdriver or something with me that I'll hand over. A bigger screwdriver. You can just get in there and try to pop it out.
All right. Well, get ready for if anything happens, because I'm going to scramble right down if it starts glowing again.
Yeah, just get out of its way.
All right. So, Fern, go ahead and do a climb roll for me.
Okay. Ooh. I'm going to spend 27 to pass.
Okay. You slip a little, you almost lose your footing, but you scramble up onto the top of it. I'd like you also to do a spot hidden as you're doing that.
Oh. Oh, that's even worse. I did not pass that at all.
Okay. You smell something like well, it's not familiar to you, but it smells odd, like something was burning. And you do see a little bit of smoke coming out of that eye socket that no longer has the stone in it.
In
The
that
smell seems to be coming from there.
in that empty eye socket, I thought about this a minute ago. What can you look in there? Do you see wires or anything?
You
I
do
don't
see
know.
wires.
It seems electrical. Yes, there's wires that they're smoking.
Some sort of mounting that you see in there that the
Is there
eye was
room
attached to.
room for me to come up there too? I want to get a look at that.
Is the snake head big enough for two?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going up.
All right.
Okay, I only have to spend. I don't know. I only got to spend 18 luck to get up there. So
Just remember to always keep 30 luck in a reserve.
I've got 41.
All right. So, Jack, as you're
Keep how
climbing
much
up
luck?
there,
30 or 40?
41. Do not put us in a group luck situation, people. It will not go well.
as you're climbing up there, you notice the eye socket definitely has the look of some sort of mechanism on the inside. There are the equivalency of wires and things, and something that looks almost like the closest thing in the 1930s that you would know is like a projector, a movie projector, some sort of thing that would generate light and shine it out through the stone. Maybe it's mobile so that it could focus the direction of the beam.
It's definitely mechanical and electrical.
Yeah, but what's that thing? It looks like a picture
like-
box or something.
It's like a focused beam of light. I don't know if like the jewels like helped focus it. I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe we can watch Charlie Chaplin later off of it.
I'm gonna see if there's anything I can like extract out of it easily.
Not so easily, but sure.
Okay.
Just keep track of something from the giant snake head,
Okay. I want all the weird bits and gadgets.
the weird bits and gadgets. All right, so now you climb up and over to the other side, and you note that you're having almost immediately you're having a problem. When you can see the green crystal, you can hear a humming inside the snake head that's getting progressively a little louder and louder and higher pitched. And you can see that the stone is starting to light up, like it's getting ready to fire.
Oh, back up, Buzz.
And as you back up, the sound, it stays there for a second, and then you can hear it starting to ramp back down again.
Not close enough. I hear it too.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
From
definitely
here, it seems obvious.
motion activated, which we figured.
Well, is there a way for us to climb up on top of its head so we're over top the eye? The eye can't see us if we're on top.
Well, you are kind of on top of
Yeah,
the
we're
head.
on top looking over.
I imagine they're far away. I want to scream up to them. You might not like this idea, but you do have my grenades. Can you?
I had a thought about throwing a grenade at it earlier whenever we were still down there, but
Jack, you're probably more concerned with destroying the mechanism that you might
Yeah.
want to exploit.
Yeah. how
Do you
can we
think these wires are connected, Buzz? Maybe you can just short circuit it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the other hole and look in there and see if there's any, like, shine my light in there, see if these things would have been connected to each other in any way. I can futz around with wiring and
Yeah, it's hard to tell. The wiring on this side was definitely damaged by the eye somehow being ripped out. But you don't really understand how any of it works on the inside.
well,
Are you gonna stick your hand in there?
I was gonna say, as any good mechanic that's out of ideas, I'm just gonna ram my hand in there and start yanking shit out.
I'll have you do a luck roll.
Okay. Oh boy. Nope.
Okay, I
Someone
think that
catch
it is
me.
in order. Yeah, that you probably partly electrocute yourself.
Yeah.
There is a spark and a loud zap sound, and Buzz, you get electrocuted. I'll have you do another luck roll to see if you let go and slide off.
Oh, 20. I hold on.
With one hand, you hold on.
Yeah, the one that's
Uh,
not numb.
Now,
Your
damn it,
hand
Buzz,
isn't
I even
your
know
hand
better
isn't
than that.
your hand isn't burned or damaged, but you definitely got a severe electrical shock.
Yeah.
You don't have a rubber glove in your bag?
Well, no, it'll come back. It's not my first time being shocked, but I don't think I did anything. Wave your hand in front of it, see if it hums at you.
There does seem to be a delay between it ramping up and firing. If you wave your hand in front of it, it does start to ramp up again. And then
All right,
when you pull your hand back, it stops.
let it calm down, then just take that screwdriver and just give it a good stabbing a couple times, then get your hand out of the way real fast.
All right. I'll try.
Can't get.
All right.
Burn,
So,
do a strength roll.
oh goodness.
With a large enough lever, you could move the world.
Ooh, 65 over 50. I don't want to spend more luck. Buzz, maybe you should. Your arms are bigger than mine.
She manages to jam the screwdriver in there, but she can't pry it.
All
What
right,
are the
let me-
rest of you doing by chance?
Yeah.
I'm standing down where I can watch him. And like I'm there to do something. I'm going to help in some sort of way, but I know I'm not going to do anything if they fall or whatnot. But that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just sort of standing there watching them do this work.
Gonna try to
Fern
catch them
sees
if
you
they
down
fall.
there and she's like,
I'm waving at Fern. I'm like, hey.
Gustav, your mobility is starting to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably still just resting against the pillar and trying to see like what the wound looks like because I've noticed everybody whispering about me. Well,
Yeah.
I cannot hear them, so I want to check out to see what's going on.
Without a mirror, you wouldn't be able to see it. It's
Yeah, I don't think I'd have a mirror on me. You'd need to have the two probably even so.
actually wouldn't be surprised
Why?
if Gustav pulled out a mirror. Because he has to do his hair every once in a while. Dr. Harrow and
So-
Dr. Green.
I'm watching the proceedings with a mixture of anxiety and disdain, and preparing
I'm only
myself.
slightly judging.
Yes, trying to be ready for whatever happens. So similar to Stony, but with a less grab them when they fall sort of sense.
Okay. So
I'm gonna-
Buzz, you climb up. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm going to change places with Fern and see if I can grab the end of this screwdriver and give it a quick pop.
Do a strength roll.
Okay. Oh, yes, 32 under 55. Regular success.
You start to pry it. You feel it coming loose. Where your knuckles are on the screwdriver is exposed to it, so you can hear it start to ramp up, but very quickly you manage to sort of pop it out of the frame, and you can see how the wires sort of attach themselves to a metal plate that's on the back of the thing. And looking a little closer, especially since it's kind of lit up before it stops, you can see it looks like circuitry or something continues inside of the stone. But once the connection is broken, there are sparks, and the eye goes black. And you manage to get it before it falls.
Okay.
Uh,
I want as
and
much
yeah.
circuitry as I can get without, minorly electrocuting myself again.
We'll say that you're able to cut whatever the attaching circuitry is, as well as the stone. The stone definitely looks like an emerald. It's heavy, but it's not crystal clear. There's definitely little circuits and stuff going into the crystal itself.
All right. Stony, you down there still?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
All right,
Wait,
I'm gonna drop this thing. You good to catch it?
I'll certainly try.
All All right, I'm not going to drop it in a way that you would go off, but so I kind of toss it
All
down
right.
to Stony.
You toss it down to him. Stony, it's a gigantic emerald. Yeah, you see how crazy this is. You have no idea what it would. If any of you have appraise, it's probably close to 200,000 carats of stone.
Help myself and Miss Meadows get down.
Okay.
All right. So you're
now
all back
that
in the
I've
mouth.
seen them. Well, now that I see them getting rid of that and have popped it down, where did the other eye fall?
Just a few feet into the snake pile.
So it's not that far away from me.
No, but you would have to kind of somehow get into the middle of the snakes. And they're pretty dense right here near the mouth.
I'm just trying to judge how far away is it, and is it a jump off to get into it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely have to jump to get to it, but you'd also be landing on snakes in jumping. And the snakes might not like that.
No, I really doubt they would. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to judge this in my head how far away they are. Is it like 20 feet, 30 feet? Like,
We're
is
talking about what,
it
the snakes?
to get to the emerald itself?
Okay. So just to clarify, you're on the lower lip of this snake. The lip drops down maybe half a foot
Okay.
to the floor. And between right where it drops, all the snakes are pouring there. The snakes are spread out maybe over 50 feet. And the stone is about, I don't know, 5 or 10 feet out there, completely surrounded by snakes.
Okay.
It wouldn't be hard to get to. It'd be hard to get back from unless you're wearing armor or perhaps a snake.
So I guess I can just like jump off the lip right here. And are there any snakes immediately below the lip when you jump off?
Yes, quite a few of them.
I want to pull out that flame pistol that I have.
Didn't you cede the
And I
flame
wanna
pistol
start-
to Gustav?
Yeah, I think Goose has it.
Yeah, Goose doesn't have it.
Goose doesn't. Okay.
Dr. Green seems to have pilfered it.
Oh.
While he was putting
Yeah.
me down against the pillar, he quickly.
I am setting fire to all of these snakes. I don't care how many charges are in this gun. I am burning through almost everything.
Okay. So when you pull the trigger, it's instantaneous. A jet of flame shoots out the front. Unlike a gun, it doesn't really seem to have any kickback, or at least extremely mild kickback. The flames hit the snakes, and the snakes sort of wiggle. You hit the snakes again, and they start to move away from it, sort of making a path. It's not really killing them, but you're trying to cover a large area of them, and they're just moving away. You're definitely injuring them.
Yeah.
And they're not happy, but they don't like this. No animal likes fire.
Mostly I'm just trying to scare them away if possible. If I have to burn them, I will. But mostly I'm just trying to get them to move.
You're
Dr.
creating
Green,
a path.
we have one of the emeralds. What in blazes are you doing? We all agreed we would not antagonize the reptiles.
Your greed is going to get us in trouble.
Well, he's lost his damn mind.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he
can I-
has cleared a path.
I'm going to take advantage of this distraction to start sidling away as originally planned to an
Yeah, I'm
area
with
that is
Dr.
not
Harrow.
rich with snakes,
Right.
and hope that they don't all enter open rebellion against us because of this madness.
I'm going that way too.
Okay.
Let he who burned the snakes suffer their wrath.
So are
Hey,
any of you
I'm-
going with Dr. Green?
Probably gonna approach him because he
You know,
apparently stole my pistol.
I'm gonna go haul his ass out there.
All right. Well, effectively, the fire does deter the snakes, and the snakes don't seem to have some hive mind where they all turn and attack. They just get out of the way. They just seem to be animals.
And
They don't like fire. They get away from it.
I want to get close enough that once I do have all of the snakes right there, I'm gonna take off my coat. And once there's absolutely no snakes or whatsoever on there, I'm gonna blast the emerald with a little bit of heat, throw my coat on top of it, and grab it.
Okay. So you snaggle up the emerald. It's heavy. And when you look
it's
at it,
wrapped
you
up
can
in my
see
coat.
you can also see that it seems to be infused with gold. There's gold that goes into the stone itself, as regular lines and stuff. Like I say circuitry. You really didn't have circuitry in the 30s, but that's what it looks like to you. All right.
Okay.
So Dr. Green and I guess Stony and Gustav are 20 feet out closer to the pyramid, and the snakes seem to be staying away from them because of the fire. The rest of you have followed along the side wall, and you've gotten to a place where there's a few snakes, but not very many. You can step down off the ledge and sort of meet them at a point much closer to the central pyramid.
Miss Meadows, any change in that figure up there that you can see?
When you're on the ground, it's hard to see because you're now looking up and it's on a dais, so it's kind of out of your view.
Yeah, this angle's no good from here. I can't make her out anymore.
The pyramid, as you are slowly approaching it, I guess the real overall shape is more beehive-like, the old-fashioned beehives, like a coil of rope going up. Each coil being about 3 feet high, and it seems to be composed of an odd, almost like I said, like plaster or like stucco. It's got a rough surface to it. It's white, and seems to be pretty uniformly white going all the way to the top.
Would you say that it was reminiscent at all of eggshell?
Well, not as smooth as an eggshell.
Mm-hmm. And as we step around snakes and get closer to it, you said it was about 20 feet up?
20 feet high. Yeah.
Yeah. So not that many of these tall steps, but it'll,
Like
we've
7
got-
steps. Yeah, going up.
So when I reach it, I'd like to sort of rap on it to see if it sounds solid or hollow.
You tap on it, it sounds kind of dull.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't feel like rock. You said eggshell. It definitely, you can't tell how thick it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem like rock. So it definitely seems
But it
to be
also
a
doesn't
structure.
seem brittle or so hollow that it would be difficult to step onto.
Well, how hard do you hit it, or how hard do you
Rap,
tap on it?
rap.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you could climb on it.
Now, how many of the pillars and how far away are the pillars from
Mm.
this cone?
They're almost all the way to the wall, all the way around. Imagine maybe
Okay.
20 of them going in a circle. So they're
Okay.
around the outer.
And we're kind of in the middle of this whole room now.
You're in the middle of the hole.
Okay.
And when you look up at the ceiling, those little yellow lights, you can now see that they look like constellations, like they're
Oh.
a representation of the night sky, though they're a little different than what you're used to.
Yes. This is not our night sky again, is it, Miss Meadows? Would you say it's identical to the one on the pillows?
I think so. It seems that way. But I
Listen,
wish
wait.
we had been able to see those other pillows. Maybe we could have gotten a clue about why this is up here. It's got to correlate to this temple.
What would you like to do?
I think up we go.
Yep. Start
I-
climbing.
While we climb, I'll approach Dr. Green and say, you could have just asked if you wanted to borrow my fire pistol. I mean, it was yours originally. If you want to keep it, you earned it, but I thought we agreed.
Oh, here you are. I apologize. You dropped it after you were had your accident, and it didn't seem that necessary to make sure that you. My apologies, and I hand it back to him. I am tightly
you
holding
seem-
on to my bundle of clothes, though, and my emerald.
You seem pretty handy with it, so if you want it, you can keep it. I'm just, we can be open about these sort of things, can't we? But I'll just take the pistol then if he really offers
yes,
it.
and like I said, it just didn't seem like the right. It just didn't seem like the right time to worry about making sure that it came back. We had it as the group, like you said, but this is rightfully yours. Here you are, and I apologize for using it without your approval either.
Right.
All right. So you're standing at the base of this pyramid, and you're not going to like this question, but who is the very first person to put their hand on that pyramid to climb up one step?
I think I'll skip for once, being first.
I think I've already rather volunteered with a couple of sharp raps to then press down and hoist myself up.
So Dr. Harrow, you put your hand on it and you start to heft yourself up. And on the first step, you're standing there, you look back down where you touched the pyramid, and the color has changed. It's not white where your hand touched. It's kind of yellowish. And you can see that there are little cracks that are moving out from the place where you touched it. It seems to be spreading rather quickly from where you touched it. If anyone else touched it, they can see the same sort of thing wherever they touched it.
Yeah, I was probably shortly behind Dr. Harrow.
I'm afraid we're not climbing after all. I think I don't really want to be at the top of a 20-foot tower when it collapses. So, is it making any noise as this crack spread?
Yeah, the cracks start to multiply. You see the cracks increasing. The angle of the step seems to be bulging a little, and you start to hear something that sounds like breathing, but it's breathing like something huge breathing. And about the time you come to that realization, parts of the pyramid start to fall off. And what's underneath that shell is a gigantic, monstrous snake wrapped around a much smaller pyramid with steps going up. It is breaking itself loose. This thing must be 150 feet long and obviously 3 feet wide. It is waking
Oh
up.
shit.
So, are there like we can see the different coils of it?
Yeah, and it's unwinding itself. And of course, all of that sort of stucco is shattering as it's breaking its way loose. And
Oh,
around the back side of it comes a gigantic head that immediately goes.
I'm gonna.
with
Oh,
huge fangs.
okay. Well, then, I want to. My first thought was I'm just going to stuff a grenade in between where it's uncoiling and tell everybody to run. But if it's got its mouth open, I'm going to throw a grenade down its throat
Okay. Why
or
don't you
try.
do a throw roll?
All right, I'm good at throwing stuff.
It's actually got a
All of
pretty
your
big
luck.
mouth, so you can do a bonus roll since it's pretty easy to.
Oh, thank God.
It's a big. It's the
30,
size of
that
a
went from a
barn.
76 to a 36. So that is just a regular success, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fling the grenade. It's got maybe a 5-second timer on it.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, the snake has seen you all, and it's moving like lightning for something so huge. The ground rumbles as it scrapes across it, and it's moving now between you and the exit, the way that you came in. And it's starting to rear up. It's, of course, in the process, probably crushing hundreds of little snakes, but it doesn't seem to even know that they're there. Let's go into melee for just a moment. Let's see who's closest. I'll just roll a random dice. Oh, Gustav is apparently had been lagging behind. Now he's the closest to the thing. The thing is going
Poor
to try
goose.
and attack you. How do you want to respond? Do you want to try to fight it, or do you want to try and dodge out of the way?
I think I still, after my little convo with Dr. Green, I still have the fire pistol in hand. So I'll probably, just
Okay.
out of reflex, just burst it with fire if it's coming
Okay.
towards me. Also, am I closest to it, like physically, or also like
Physically,
in
yeah.
in a different sense?
It's come around. It's facing right at you, and it's going to.
Okay, yeah,
Try and-
I'll probably just try and blast it with the fire pistol.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Is that just firearms handgun, I assume? Or
Sure. Yeah.
34. I can spend 4 luck to make it a half success if need be.
No, that's enough because I rolled an 87. So your burst of flame causes it to hesitate. It pulls back. It still doesn't like fire. How about the rest of you?
So when it attacked Gustav, was it attacking with its head?
Yeah, it's striking.
Can I be close enough to grab hold of it and ride it?
Sure. That's what we call that. A strength roll to grab it and hold on.
Great. I have a lot of strength.
Hopefully you have a big old buck on it. So.
And I actually rolled 14 under 80. So that's an extreme success for me.
Nice. So you grab a hold of one of its scales on the side of its head, and as it pulls back, it flips you onto its back.
Excellent.
Dr. Hara, what are you doing?
As soon as I saw the first scale between the flakes of the shell, I began backing toward the rim, trying not to step on any snakes, muttering curses and imprecations under my breath, and that's about it. Now I'm just sort of waiting for the boom and trying not to get caught in the coils as it moves.
Dr. Green. I should say that you could run around pillars and hide behind them as they're.
So from what I can tell, it looks like almost everyone is running away, correct?
Yeah.
I for sure am, because I threw a grenade. My next
except
move
for Stony.
Yeah. My next move after throwing a grenade is to get away from the grenade. So.
I'm pulling out my small 38 snub nose revolver and I'm aiming at it. I don't know if this is going to be like a disadvantage or something, but I'm running away and I am just shooting kind of over my shoulder as I run away at it.
Okay. Well, you won't get an advantage. So even though it's big, Go ahead and roll regular.
It's a fail.
Yeah, you're not sure if it's just pinging or ricocheting off the scales of the thing. You're not really paying attention. You're running away, so you're not seeing whether it's hitting or not. But it doesn't seem to be reacting.
How
All
far
right,
away, just for my own mental sake, were we from the stairs where that trap triggered?
about 300 feet.
Okay.
Your football field into the middle of this thing now. All right, Stony.
Yes.
You're on top of its head. What are you going to do?
I'm going to pull out my machete and stab it in the eye.
Hmm. All right, go ahead and do a stabby roll, melee
Okay.
roll.
Okay. That is a regular success for me.
Okay. You sort of climb your way up onto the head. You're almost on the head anyway. You take your machete and jam it into the thing's eye. When you do, the thing reacts by rearing up very violently, and it's going to throw you off of it. You're going to be catapulted off the head. At the
Okay.
same time that it does that, there is suddenly a muffled ba-boom like this, and you see the part of the body of it explode. And so its head sort of flings off at the same time, and the creature falls limp to the ground. Stony, um, you're going to do 1d8 damage unless you can figure out some way to keep from hitting the ground pretty hard, because you're flung into the air.
Okay. Is there a way, as like the body separates from the head, that I could potentially like surf it down?
Cowabunga!
Can I spend luck to make that happen?
He can have some of mine.
I don't know. As I saw it, you were kind of flung like that as it
I'm just
exploded. There's things you can do to minimize the damage.
I mean, I do have a talent, tough guy, where I can spend 10 luck and reduce the damage by 5.
You know what? I rolled damage. You're only going to get 1 at damage. So somehow you, using your two-fisted rubatics, you flip in the air and land on your feet. Maybe hurt your ankle a little bit, but that's all. And dramatically, that horror is dead. Now, if anything, that is a level 3 threat. Let's hope that was a little higher than a level 3 threat.
I haven't met a threat I haven't blown up yet. As I'm
all right.
Level
so
3,
all you
we
have
already met a
left.
level 3 blob.
So all you have left is this stone pyramid. It looks like it's made out of white marble going up a few steps. The snake was wrapped around it. But it presents the same thing, maybe 7 steps to get to the top of it.
And I retrace my steps and I put my hand on that marble and I take my hand back and I look closely.
Nothing. Yeah. This feels like cold stone.
Right.
Dr. Hard, do you think that was like that guy from headquarters said, you know how the snake people, they create illusions? Do you think that was an illusion that snake was wrapped around?
There's bits and pieces of the
Yeah.
stuff all over the floor.
It smells a little like roast chicken, so I think that was as real as you and I. Also, Stony was on top of it. Briefly. Stony, make sure you get your machete back.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it. I
go get
think
that.
it.
It's a hell of a ride. Did you guys see that?
I come running
I,
back from across the room, high knees so I don't trip on a snake and bonk my head. That was pretty great.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
only seen stuff like that in movies.
I bonked the hell out of that thing.
it was a very pointy bonk. Uh,
Yeah, bonk is a bonk.
can we try to stick together now, please?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Shall we try and climb up? Seems that it's safe now, or at least safer.
The figure is still lit from beneath.
Well, you can't see it at the base of the pyramid
Yeah,
looking up.
that's my next concern is that it's sitting on a damned volcano. But
Did anything else in the room changed after the shell crumbled away? Was there any other changes that happened in the room, like the lights in the ceiling or anything?
Nothing. The only difference now is there's no green glow from those stones on the other side because you guys have them. All right, so you're going to try to climb up this littler pyramid. Um, you start to climb up, and it seems solid, and it obviously the snake was wrapped around it. As you get to the top, your vision, crosses the thing where you can now actually see onto the dais. And there's a couple of things. There is a throne. The throne seems to be made of white marble. It's elaborate. There is a figure seated on top of it, in what look like tattered robes. They've mostly rotted away. Uh, the thing sitting on top of it is kind of off-white. It looks vaguely like what you would think a serpent person uh, would look like in full regalia. I said it looks sort of like a statue because it's just sitting there. Um, it's big. It's bigger than those guys that you encountered. You'd think maybe if it stood up, it would be maybe 8 feet tall. Uh, its body is more or less human-esque. It seems to have a shape in its chest very much like a breast or two breasts, though there's no indication of any kind of nipples or mammary glands or anything like that. And it set it on that throne, and right in front of the throne, there is a pit, and the light seems to be coming out of the pit. The pit's maybe 5 feet across.
How far down does the pit go?
Well, you're going to go up to it?
I mean,
Okay.
I'm a little curious.
So as you get up to the edge of the pit, you can see that there is something akin to a spiral staircase going down. It's not like what you would think. It's got that sort of shell-likeness to it. But it curves around and goes out. You can't see to the bottom of it. But it gently goes. There's not steps like we would have steps. There's more like little ridges. It's like a slant, a slope going down. And now you're 5 feet away from this thing on the dais, and it almost looks translucent.
Is she holding that flail and scepter?
She's not.
No.
does she? I assume that the eyes in the figure are closed,
The eyes are closed. Yeah.
despite all that's going on. So it needs to be revivified if it is in fact a body and not statuary. But if it's statuary, it's very lifelike. Yes,
Yeah, pretty
very.
much. Yeah.
And does it have a headdress or anything? Is the throne decorated? Where is the sort of star light kind of thing that you
That was on
mentioned?
the wall. That was kind of projected on the wall behind it.
Mhm.
It's now quite a ways distant from you, but it looked like it when you walked through the door.
Right.
The light's
Decorative.
coming from below. Um,
What color light is it?
kind of golden light,
Oh, sorry, what did you call for?
a spot hidden.
Regular for me.
Um, for some reason, you're a little compelled to at least walk closer to it. You walk around the pit. Something seems odd or wrong about it. Um, like it's not what you think that it is. And as you sort of gently reach out and you touch it, it begins to flake and the whole thing collapses. Just the body. This is just an old dead skin.
This isn't molted. Does that mean that the current one was wrapped around the pyramid, or the current one is down there basking in the light, or where is she?
You see that it does look like there's some swatches of moisture on the sort of the spiral ramp going down.
Well, friends, once again, I believe there are 2 grenades remaining. The
Yep.
straightforward thing, it would seem, would just be to use the chute rather than the ladder. Although I don't know that we're any closer to solving the mystery of this place.
I don't know either, but if she is powerful, don't you think she would have tried to do something to us by now?
She may have thought her, guardian would take care of us.
And the
She has-
Guardian was kind of.
The little humans they knew 14,000 years ago didn't have grenades. That doesn't mean that she's not venomous as all get out. I mean, her size alone, she could smush most of us pretty readily.
So are we just taking back a body?
I don't know that we're going to find a body it's going to be living probably.
Right. They said mummy. This isn't a mummy.
Nor is it someone we can send to New York
Right.
in a crate.
I think if we hand one of these emeralds to Mr. Shapiro, he'll be over the rainbow already. I mean,
Well, we're certainly not going to be able to hand him 2 unless we kill Green. Just
You get a
saying,
very,
Doctor.
very sidelong glance that's pretty rapid when he looks at you, and it just kind of goes away. But he
Mhm.
tightens up his grasp on his jacket.
I mean, I'll drop a grenade down there that we want to do.
How
Relative.
long have we been in here?
now,
Maybe an hour.
Don't you think that would have been enough time for the others to have reached here, or at least the other pillow to blow the top by now?
They might, I mean, it takes at least 45 minutes to get from pillow to pillow. So and they seem not to be quite as accurate as but we could expect that this thing was going to rise up again any minute. If they're not on their way here. Hard to say. Don't really know what their plan is, unfortunately.
Fortunately, I'm not that sure on what we're here to do, to go down there and kill the thing and bring its head back then. I don't really feel like we are a mercenary squad.
Says the man clutching the giant emerald in his slightly scorched coat.
See it more as self-preservation than mercenary work at this point.
Again, I think we're all agreed that we do not want this citadel to rise up and begin another era of rule of reptile people.
no.
We certainly
but
have seen plenty of magic here.
I give a shifting look at Goose when you say reptile people, but
We also don't want this thing to go back into the ground entirely. At least not while we're still in here.
Mm,
I mean, we do want to get out. At least I want to get out.
Well, here's the
that's a good
thing.
point.
This place was booby trapped. It had a giant snake protecting it. It's more to keep things out and keep her in. I mean, she was trapped here as well, I assume.
Well, but the complex was designed to be able to come back to the surface. It's not as though she was trapped here to I mean, the pillows were put in place to prevent her return, but I'm out of my depth and my ears are ringing. All in favor of rolling a grenade in the hole before any human descends, say aye.
aye.
I
I suppose.
Majority rules. Grenade.
So you're going to go against what you were ordered to do. All right.
What exactly were we ordered to do? It was just to bring the thing back, right?
We don't know what the thing is exactly, but
We can
And
bring it
any
back in
artifacts that you
pieces.
find.
Well, if it's blown to pieces, we didn't find it.
Find it, get it, bring it back to New York City, along with any other artifacts pertaining to the mummy. So
two
just
melon-sized emeralds with some gold technology attached to them, a smaller emerald that can sort of levitate, pieces of stone, and maybe the head of the creature below. I don't think it's going to come with us if we ask nicely.
plus you have all the rubbings of the
And-
bas relief and stuff. I think they might enjoy that as well.
And to not, necessarily recommend lying to anyone, but we are the only ones here. They don't know what we find and what we don't find.
To green. What are reptiles usually like after they molt? Are they sleepy? Pacific?
They're vulnerable.
As
They're
the grenade.
soft.
As the grenade is falling towards it, hopefully.
I mean, the vote was taken. I've made no effort to stop Jack. There were 4 votes before Fern or I spoke. I guess we'll be looking through the
I
rubble.
myself would rather walk away with my life. And descending into a hole where there's probably another snake person, I'd rather it be dead first.
Well, hopefully the grenade does that.
I'm going
Right.
to start stepping down from the pyramid before the grenade inside the pyramid blows up.
All right. You let go of the grenade. You hear it go clink, 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 clink. And then there's a couple of seconds, and then you hear boom, like this. But the pyramid doesn't blow up. There's a blast of dust and stuff that comes up out of the hole, but you couldn't really even feel the vibrations of it through the floor of the pyramid itself.
So we've sent a calling card ahead and perhaps destroyed the stairwell in. And there's no overall sense of movement in this temple, for lack of a better word.
You don't sense any movement.
Once the dust clears, I kind of look down to see the state of the stairs.
They don't look damaged. There's bits of rock and rubble that have been thrown up onto it.
Rock, rubble,
But-
not a lot of scaly flesh or...
Mm-mm.
Well, you said it kind of dropped down pretty far, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not far enough, I assume.
or
You
right
don't know.
past her.
You can't see down. We can't see past the first curl.
I think we need to
Yeah.
check anyway to find out.
Yeah, we need to see if it even did anything, but also I just have a strange feeling that we shouldn't try to kill this.
Well, we did. We don't seem to have. So hopefully your instinct is going to prove accurate and helpful. Once more onto the breach then, friends?
Who wants to go
After you,
first?
Dr. Harrow.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'll head down first.
I'll
Yeah,
go behind
Colonel.
Stony. Or
I want,
Yep, go.
I want to
I'll
go
go-
second to last.
I'll go after Buzz.
So-
I've got my flashlight like out and I'm just looking all over the place.
Well, there does seem to still be some sort of golden light, although it does seem to have shifted, or it's not quite right. As you go down, it doesn't go down as far as you thought, maybe 30 or 40 feet. And you've just completed, maybe one circle. It opens through an archway into a room that is elaborately painted with these pictures and pictographs of this stuff. There was a large stone slab that would have been maybe the first thing that you would come to, which is cracked now because of the grenade went off right in front of it. It also looks like there were a couple of boxes that were on top of that stone slab, one of which is still up there, but it's kind of skewed to the side. The other two have been knocked onto the ground. They seem to be made out of like black ebony, fine wood of some sort, like they're cases. That's all you can see until you come a little bit more into the room. And then you see that on the other side of that stone thing, there is a small, a low-lying sarcophagus, but it doesn't have a lid on it. It's just a rectangular sort of impression. And laying inside of that, not very comfortable looking, is a snake woman. Your impression is, of course, you have some alarm at snake person. She's about 8 feet tall. She definitely has very feminine features. She has a long tail. She has a snake head, and she's completely naked, though there's nothing like mammalian genitalia of any kind. She's laying in this indentation, and it definitely looks like she crawled there, sort of down the stairs. She's lying partially, not really face down. Her face is more to the side than anything else. And there's a quality to the way she looks. She looks like she's made out of gold. She has beautiful gold scales, but they're kind of iridescent, the way the light moves. There's turquoise color in there. She's completely, as I say, she's completely naked. But she's breathing. And apparently she has eyelids, so her eyes are closed. She doesn't seem to have been injured because that block sort of blocked the direct hit of the thing. She doesn't look conscious. She doesn't look dangerous, other than the fact that she looks like a snake person. And she's big. She would probably stand 8 feet tall.
The sarcophagus is made out of stone, wood?
Stone, yeah. And there are these boxes that have been knocked off the dais.
Who here
There is
has
also
the
an
rope?
elaborate, we'll say there's also an elaborate painting on the wall of what you guess would be her sitting on a throne. She has a scepter in her left hand, this sort of whip-like thing in her right hand, and she has a crown on her head that are vaguely like cobras.
Well, if she's inert, I'm going to look through, I guess, her raiment, the materials that are down here for her ascension.
Okay, well, you don't see anything directly, but one of the boxes, when you open it up, there are neatly folded cloth of some sort of an arraignment, robes or whatever they would be. There are, in fact, 3 other boxes. One of them is fairly large, like 1.5 by 1.5 a cube, and the other ones are small and flat.
So the crown and her symbols of office, I assume. All of which I suppose we should try to get out of here along with her. I don't even know how we'd shift her.
I'm not sure either. That seems like a lot to carry through a booby-trapped tomb that's probably about to ascend.
Well, 2 people carry her, and then 1 box for each person that remains. 4 boxes. 1 snake queen. I'd say we tie her up with the ropes we brought before she wakes up or anything.
I mean, perhaps it's when the other 3 pillows have been destroyed that she'll become conscious. This is some sort of preparatory stage.
We don't know. I don't want to take the risk. I just say, while she's inert, just tie her up.
I know you all are acting like, I mean, it is a situation that's terrifying, but looking at all of their history on the walls, I didn't see battles. I didn't see blood being spilled. She seems like a peaceful creature.
I mean, she has a whip in one hand in this painting.
If I were to write my history, I wouldn't exactly want to go on about all of the bloodshed at which I did to take my throne. Sometimes it's nice, but sometimes it's,
does anybody have
a whole
history?
bunch of people.
I have a little.
Just base.
Yeah.
5%. I can try. I have an exorbitant amount of luck.
The history that seems relevant to me here is the bas-relief where they have human beings as slaves and they rule the earth.
I have an 05 in history and I rolled an 06. So I'll spend 5 luck to make that like an extreme.
Extreme.
The day you paid attention in history class.
Yeah.
You get flashes of everything. There were snake people. They controlled everything.
So kind of to answer what you guys were thinking, Gustav might point out that the Egyptians also put hieroglyphics and pictures all over their walls. They held a staff and a shepherd's crook and a flail, a whip. And they, of course, put every single battle that they ever fought on their walls. So there's no reason why you wouldn't put your battles on your walls. What about the boxes? Are you guys going to look at them?
Or the size suggests what they are, but we should see. Careful again to make sure that there isn't a poisoned thorn by the hasp of them and so on.
Is there writing etched onto them?
They're quite elaborate. Yeah, there's inlay. But mostly they're like a black mahogany or a black ebony wood.
Really priceless in their own right. Although I don't think these go to public museums. So I'll go for the likely crown.
Okay.
Before Dr. Green sees it.
Does anyone else want to pick a box? There's 2 other boxes.
I'll take one of the other ones. Then
Sure. I'll look at the last remaining one.
Okay. So you pick up one of these boxes and it's fairly heavy. And when you open it, there is the equivalent of like a velvet inside to it. And there is a staff, a scepter. It's only about 2 feet, 2.5 feet long. It's extremely ornate. It's covered in gold and fine details. You can see there's a spot on it where you would grip it to hold it in your hand. And the top of it seems to be three little serpents that come together and touch like a crystal in the center of it. You're not sure how much it weighs, but if it's gold, it looks like it weighs a fairly good amount. What do you do? It's beautiful.
Was that me that found that?
No, that's Buzz.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm gonna. Would I pull it out?
Whip it out.
Yeah, I think I would. I think I'd take it out of the box to show it,
Okay. I would like you to roll a power roll.
25, which is a pass. Yes, that's a hard, exactly.
Okay. You reach in to grab this, and the second your hand reaches around and holds onto the thing, even before you can almost lift it out, you feel the jolt of energy. It sort of rolls through you, and you feel it. It gives you the feeling like it's not only giving you something, but it's taking something back from you. And everything goes black, and you suddenly find yourself in a jungle, and there are thousands of snakes all around you, and they are heading right at you, and they are climbing up your body and starting to completely smother you. And at that point, you let go of the scepter. It falls to the ground, and you come back.
Oh,
Is everything okay, Jack?
yeah, I would maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I was
Oh, what's that you have down there?
somewhere else. No, don't. Mm. I tried.
Stony, you open up your box. There is kind of there's a handle that is definitely gold and ornate and snake themed, but this is obviously a whip, and it's a whip kind of like a cat of nine tails. It's the end of it is made out of leather of some sort, and the strops themselves seem to have little fangs all along them, so that if you hit somebody with that, it would really just rip chunks out of their back. Do you pick it up?
Well, I probably just saw what happened to Jack, so I'm like, just shut the lid.
Dr. Haro, you pick up the box and you open up the box, and in the velvet interior, there is obviously a spot for a tiara crown, but there is no crown inside of it.
Mm. And it's clearly not in the sarcophagus with her lordship or what have you. So the, heavy box, ornately carved, open it up, soft inside.
But the crown seems to be missing.
I wonder if they're bearing that with them. I wonder if that's the final piece that revives her, if the inner knight have been protecting the crown for all these years. We should make a search for it here before we move out. And otherwise, I think moving out is in order. And I think trying to bind Her Highness while she's unconscious is probably a good idea. We can anticipate that we're going to run into enemies before we make it back to the village, I dare say. So I'm going to begin the tiara hunt, but it doesn't seem as though this chamber is that complicated. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
This-
no other place to hide anything.
The stone that was blasted by the grenade, it's more of the same serpent writing. Is there anything else about it that's still
Not really.
extant?
It definitely looks like they were the spots where these objects would have been placed.
Right.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get very far with her. She's huge.
Well, Stoney could probably throw her over one shoulder under normal circumstances.
We don't need to carry her like normal. We can like make how do you medics
Travel or
call it?
something. Yeah, travel away. Make some
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do what you say, bind her wrists. And I'm assuming she's bipedal, so bind her at the ankles. We can get her out to the jungle, and then we can kind of get a long pole to help carry her along. Or make a raft and kind of drag her.
Yes, once we
Something
get these
like that.
things out of the temple, we can simplify their portage for certain.
Because there are
Alright.
no other doors or ways that this room leads to except where we came. Yeah, okay. I would still bind her up, yeah, because even if she's benevolent, better safe than sorry.
That actually sounds like a good spot to stop for the night. And we'll worry about getting her out next week. Or
So
the
we'll
week
have to
after.
get out next.
Yeah, we're skipping next week. So the week
There's
after.
gonna be so much to do. Oh man.
Our players include Lightning, Carrie Marion, Kent Blue, Julian Arba, Dakota Poole, and David Gassaway, with yours truly as the keeper of arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.